Today, I'm going to show you how to build this pumpkin and melon farm. It produces over 600 items per hour. You can build it in different ways to make it easier. These are the items you'll need to build the farm. To do the easier version, replace the rails with 81 hoppers. You'll also need water, hopper minecart, bone meal, and a chest. Let's get started. I'll do this in survival. So you need a 15 long by 11 wide area, and it's also going to be 7 tall. So if you're doing this underground, you'll need at least to mine out that wide of area that's shown in this box. But I'm not doing it underground. But over here, we can go 1 in from our outside, and we can start to make our platform. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we do that back this way. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you want to do the hopper version, I'll show you how to do that at the end of the tutorial. Okay, the stone platform's all filled in. So this is where our tracks will go. So now we need to find the center. So that's just this block here, and get access underneath. Now that we're underneath, we can grab our levers and place them and turn them on. So it can best to do this backwards. I've removed the box now, so you don't really need to see it. So now this center line is all powered. You don't actually need to do this if you have access to redstone blocks and you don't mind the expense to put them in these spots. But now if we place down a redstone, powered rail, it will be powered. Now you want to decide the side that you would like your items on. For example, this side is where I'm going to want my items. So over here, we can grab a temporary block and then another stone block here. And from here, we can place our final lever on the side like that, and that will be our stop. And now we can make our rails meet up. So we find the center here, and then we just loop them back like so, powered rail, and keep doing this like that. And it should snake nicely in zigzags the whole way. Now that we've got the rail to meet up here, we want to place another block like so, another rail, and then a hopper pointing into a chest. So we can just grab our chest here like so, hopper into the side of that. From the bottom here, now we want to grab our comparator and torch. Comparator there, block above that, torch. Block above the torch, and then a block on the side. We can grab our redstone here, and you can see that it's powering that redstone here. So now that we place a powered rail, this powered rail is now powered. If I put in some of this gravel, you can see it turns off, and once it's empty, it turns back on. This will allow the minecart to be stopped, empty its items, and then continue onwards. One small change, it's best to put the the comparator on a proper stone block that a Enderman can't pick up. So we just need to replace that like so, and it's fixed. Now let's do the dirt. So from here, it's pretty simple. We can just grab our dirt like that and place it like so. We can use a bit of parkour to get up. And we just do the same size, except for the center, we want to leave a gap. So that one there. Now that we're at the center, we should make sure that each side has 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now from here, we can place our oak leaves in the center and our water. This will waterlog the leaves, but also keep them from draining out the bottom and ruining all our rails. Now we're ready to put in the seeds. So the pattern I'm going to use is the more difficult one. I'll show you how to do the more simpler one later, but it will hurt your rates. So we want to do a every second block like so. And so we end up with this pattern. So it might be easier to go in a straight line and just go every second one. But the benefit of this is that almost every plant, except for the ones on the corners, get 4 locations for them to grow a pumpkin or melon. And this increases the rates heavily. Now that these are placed in, we want to take our melon and pumpkin seeds. You want to grab 20 of each, and we're planting half and half. You can build, of course, a second farm next to this and have one whole one for pumpkins and melons, but just doing half and half is plenty to get a good amount. Alright, so as you can see, I planted all of those up to this two, and now the next 20 on this side. Now that they're grown, now we can move on to the next bit. You could take bone meal at this point and grow them, but generally I'll do this after. So what we want to do is grab our observers and pistons, and that's just where it can get a little tricky. We want to get to a plant here, and we want to aim for the top of it, like so. And so you can see that the redstone part, the output is pointing to the sky. Now you want to complete this on the rest of them, so it might be easiest to grab yourself a temporary block like that so you can jump up. Now grab your observers and be very careful where you place them and have them all placing like this. And you want to complete this for every single plant. Alright, so now we have all the observers in. Now we have the next part that's a little trickier. So what we also need to do is grab our glowstone and place that here, so that it will help light up these plants. Now you could also not use bone meal at all. I'll just place a block in here so I don't fall in. Now here comes the harder part. You're going to need a trapdoor or some way to crawl. So if you have a light tray, you can do that, but I'll just need a trapdoor. Now that I've got the trapdoor, what you want to do is just kind of look down and place it like so, and open it up, and now you'll be in crawling mode. You can break that now and grab your pistons, and now you can face upwards and start placing them like so. This is the part that can be a little tricky because you want to make sure you stay crawling, and you want to make sure the pistons are facing downwards. But now that you're here, you can just do this the whole way. That's all the pistons in, and now we're almost finished. So we want to grab some more temporary blocks and work our way back up. And now we can place in redstone on all the blocks. There's all the redstone placed. Make sure you don't place one on this block or you'll end up one short. So now the farm is functioning. All we need to do is jump down here, pull out our minecart with the hopper and place it there, and it will go off and start collecting. Now if you want to grow these without having to wait for them to grow, some of these edge ones might actually not grow if you're underground and it's particularly dark. In that case, you definitely want to bridge up like so, put down your trapdoor so you can crawl in under, and then grab your bone meal and start bone mealing these up. But be warned, it will be a little annoying, but that is just the price to pay for a nice farm. Now that the plant's all grown, we can grab our glass and finally encase this. You can do this with any block if you like, just glass allows us to see inside. Use temporary blocks at the corners. You don't need to place the glass there, but if you do want to, you can, but you will need a little extra. Now the farm's done, all we need to really do is delete these corner blocks, and this farm will produce over 600 items per hour if you are using the half melon and half pumpkins. Now I'll show you the adjustments for the simpler version. First, we want to place down a chest, and this is our entry point for items. From here we can grab our hoppers and count 9 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now you want to go 9 in the other direction. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now you complete this in the whole area. Now that we've got this in, we can put the dirt in. So this is replacing the rails and the minecart. When placing the blocks, you'll have to press shift, otherwise you will open the hoppers. Now that we've got the dirt in, we can actually put the water here, and we actually do not need to waterlog it, but you will still need your glowstone. So we can just place a temporary block here and some glowstone, and there we are. Now all we need to do is add in the seeds. Now the previous method we did a grid pattern, but this way is much easier to build for the hoppers, for the pistons and observers, but it does hurt our rates a little bit. So instead this time we're doing strips, and each plant will have 2 locations that it can grow to. Now we've got the plants in, it's just the same. We want to place our observers up like so. Wait, hold on, I made a mistake. You want to get close to them, so you can place it like this, and so it's pacing up. And now you can do this the whole way. Now to make it easier, you can crouch here and place at the very top corner and your piston will face down, though it is a little tricky. But we can just come in here and place them above on top of each of the plants. You have to be in the right spot or it will place it sideways, but this is much easier to do. And then you can come back here across and then place your pistons like this. It's a little more precise, but you don't have to do any crawling if you don't want to. In the end, the simple version will look just like this. Do keep in mind that hoppers are quite laggy, and this is 81 of them. It is much more lag friendly to have a single minecart like so, and if you do happen to have a huge redstone base with lots of farms, or you plan to make a very big version of this, that a hopper minecart is much more friendly on the server. That's all I have time for. Thank you for watching and getting to the end of the video. Drop a comment of any other types of farms you'd like to see. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.